My friends, I wanted to get this video out to you today. I've got a lot of stuff to do today, but I'm going to take a little moment here to stop and make a video for you guys. We're going to talk about all the trades I took last week and the results, and then all the trades that I'm looking to take potentially this week. If you're new to my channel here, you're going to quickly see how simple it is that I trade. It's very, very simple and easy. This is all the trades I took last week. So this is the MFX Nicks Trades group. I'll put a link in the description for this if you'd like to join my Discord. It's just where I call all my trades live. That's it. It's a very simple group. So September 7th, that was last week. Right now it's September 14th, so this was 7 days ago. This is the first trade of last week. It was on Aud Jpy. Why did I take this trade? I took this sell on Aud Jpy because price was at a daily resistance zone. That's it. That's the whole analysis, literally. So I just entered a sell, put a stop loss above the zone and a target below, and I risked an amount that I was comfortable risking on this, which for this one was $40,000 of risk. So the next day, whenever price went a little bit deeper into the zone, what I did is I added another position, just 175 lot sell there, and then I put a stop loss just above the recent highs there on that daily chart. That way, in case it pops up, I'll lose 5K on that, and then if it continues to the original stop loss, I lose 40K. So what this was is this trade went from $40,000 of risk to $45,000 of risk. That reflected my risk tolerance. It was all perfectly fine. Generally speaking, if you're new to trading, you shouldn't be adding to winning trades or losing trades, in my opinion. You should wait until you get some experience, and then you'll know under which circumstances it's appropriate to add to winning or losing trades, because it can get very dynamic and nuanced really quickly. Just keep one entry, put a stop loss, put a target if you're just getting started. So that was Aud Jpy. This ended up it ended up falling downwards. The downside came down. It hit the profit target later that week. I think like within 2 days. It was like 1 or 2 days. So yeah, here it is, 2 days. You can see it just fell from the resistance zone. Very, very simple trade. Painfully simple. So obvious, so simple. It was either going to break the zone or it was going to bounce at the zone and fall to the downside. In this case, it fell. It hit the profit target. It filled the first 2 orders you can see for the first layer of entries that I entered. And then it also filled that second layer of that second entry that I had there. Because the first 2 positions were the same entry, because this is $40,000 risk. This next one that I risked 5K on ended up falling, and I made $28,000 on it. So you can see after swaps and commissions, I made $68,500 on that trade. It was a nice trade. About $69,000 P&L. The perfect P&L, $69,000. So what I did next is here on Aud Canadian dollar, I sold. And the whole reason for this trade was that price was at a daily resistance zone. I know. That may sound way too simple, but I'm telling you, I've seen people trade complicated, crazy trading strategies. I have never seen it work consistently and predictably. Anybody that I've seen that is profitable trading Forex or crypto or stocks, all they do is they keep things ridiculously simple. There's not a lot of crazy mathematics or statistics or mental gymnastics. It is just doing the same simple, ridiculous thing over and over and over. That's it. So yes, I sold at a resistance on Aud Cad here on the weekly chart. That's what it looked like the moment I entered the sell. It was a $30,000 risk on that one. The risk will be slightly different for each trade for me because it just depends on the setup. It comes with my experience. I've been trading for like almost a decade. I've made millions of dollars in Forex, crypto, and stocks. And so like me having this kind of intuitive feel for what I'm comfortable risking on a trade and my estimation of the likelihood that that trading outcome will end in profit, it's at a good enough level where I kind of like recognize how much I should be risking per trade depending on what I think the outcome is likely to be and the stats, probabilities. So with Aud Cad, yeah, I sold here on the daily, weekly chart. I was just at a major resistance zone. That started to go into profit, but wait, there's more. It ended up breaking through the zone, going up 2/3 of the way to the stop loss. So I elected to close that trader here. You can see 8:27 a.m. on September 10th. I said exiting Aud Cad here at a $22,000 loss. So that one I gave back about $22,000 from the $68,000 profit I'd made, leaving me at a $49,000 profit on the week. So another trade that I took right here was Gbp Aud. I said it looks like she'll be ready for buys shortly. So what I did is I said Gbp Aud set up. I'm long on Gbp Aud. It's a 30K risk for a 50K profit. And when I call trades here in my trading group, if you end up joining my Discord server, the Nicks Trades group, first link in the description, what you'll see is I'm very, very simple and clear with how I call trades. I only call a couple trades a week. They're very easy to follow. They're only swing trades. There's none of this crazy scalping on the 10-second chart stuff. It's literally just very simple swing trades that are very easy for you to see. And you should only need to really be subscribed here for a couple months because honestly, it's so easy you could just go do it yourself. Easy is a very weird word to use in something like trading where literally 95% or more of people lose money. But in my very humble opinion, having been doing this shit for almost a decade, it is pretty easy. That is my personal opinion. It's very subjective. Trading is risky and most people lose money, but in my opinion, it's fucking easy. You're looking at little horizontal support resistance zones and you're buying at support and selling at resistance. And my camera just froze because I was yelling. I was yelling so loud, my camera got scared and froze because it didn't want you guys to see the truth about how simple trading is. My camera's literally freezing on me today. So I entered a long on GBP AUD. I bought right here at the support zone. I put a stop loss below and a target above, and you can see it was a $30,000 risk for this one. $30,000 for a 50K potential profit. So initially this started bouncing into profit and it was all going nice and well. I think you see where this is going. And then it was like, boom, started breaking below the zone, started going 2/3 of the way to the stop loss. So what I did, I closed GBP AUD here. And that was another about a $20,000 loss. So I lost 22K here, 18K here. That's about a $40,000 loss. So I gave back $40,000 of the $68,000 profit. And after the swaps and commissions, you can see I was still profit on the week, $27,500. So there were three trades in so far in the week. So now I got into this trade right here, GBP Cad on the daily. You might be wondering why I entered this trade. You might be wondering what the mysterious, crazy reason is with the super complicated, advanced, crazy technical analysis that I did here. You may be wondering, I can't understand why Nick entered this trade. Why would he do this? Well, brothers and sisters, I sold at resistance. Yes, that is all I did. Price here on the daily chart got to a major resistance zone. I sold at resistance with a stop above and a target below. You can see my risk for this one is $50,000. Might show you I was a little bit more confident on this trade, but hey, it still might not work. We'll have to see. It's currently sitting in a little bit of profit, but we'll have to see where it goes. So I sold there at the resistance. That's what it looked like the moment I entered it. This is where I called it, 11:16 a.m. Look how simple I make it for you guys. For those of you who follow my trades in the Nick's Trades group, you'll see, especially a lot of you longtime members, you'll see how simple the things are that I post in here. It's very, I'm short on GBP Cad, $50,000 risk, and I just posted a literal screenshot of my actual trading terminal, of the actual chart terminal and the actual P&L terminal. That way you can see everything. You can just follow it all. It's been great. My camera froze again, so we're gonna go back to the chart here. So you can also see right here on GBP Cad, as it started to move into profit, it was looking real nice, real sexy. I put GBP Cad still looking good, no updates. And then right here, GBP Jpy, I found another trading opportunity. GBP Jpy on the daily chart, we were at resistance. Now, you may notice, I'm already in GBP Cad. So entering GBP Jpy would then expose me to the Great Britain pound a little bit more than I'd like. So what did I do? I just had to lower my risk on it. I was going to monitor this one and be very, very tight with the risk. But you'll see I got short on GBP Jpy at 6 a.m. that day. When the hell was this? This was September 12th. So yeah, like Friday. So I got short on GBP Jpy right there at the resistance zone. I sold the stop above and a target below. These are my entries here. And you can see I risked $20,000, right? I didn't risk 40K, didn't risk 50K. I'm already exposed to GBP Cad, so I only wanted to risk 20K. For me, that was worth the risk, and then I was able to monitor it and keep a close eye on it. And that's the end of the trading history so far. This is how we sort of ended the week on Friday. It's somewhere around 10K, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less profit, but we're still floating a little bit of profit on the positions right here on GBP Cad and GBP Jpy. So going into this coming week, I'm going to be holding GBP Jpy and GBP Cad, unless of course the context changes and then I just close early or something like that. So we're going to go back to the chart here. This GBP Cad right there. You can see this crazy wild reason why I sold, right, at a resistance zone. Same thing on GBP Jpy. The insane reason I sold, it's at a resistance zone. It could break above, it could go sideways, it could bounce, we don't know, but I sold because it's at resistance. Going into this week, there's a couple trades I'm looking at. I might be looking for CHF Jpy sells at that resistance zone. I might be looking for Euro Jpy sells at that resistance zone. USD Jpy, I think it's a little bit too rangy this week, so I probably won't really look for anything. I know I have some chart markups here in the chart. Take it with a grain of salt. I don't really know how I feel about USD Jpy right now, so I'm just probably going to leave it alone for now. CAD Jpy, I see nothing. AUD Jpy, I see nothing at the moment. NZD Jpy, I don't see anything clear enough for me personally. I have some clients waiting for sells at this resistance zone here. That's perfectly fine. I just think there's better opportunities like EJ and CHF Jpy right now. So I will be ignoring that on NZD Jpy. GBP NZD, I was looking for sells, but I was looking for it at these wicks right here of this resistance zone. Price didn't go far enough into there a couple weeks ago, so I didn't take that. And this support zone right here looks halfway decent, but I'm a little bit afraid because I don't think it's as clearly defined as I'd like. I don't know what I'll be doing on GBP NZD coming into this next week. I might just be sitting on my hands on this one. Perhaps if we get a deeper test of this support zone and then like a pin towards the upside, I might get in long. But then again, these trades generally take a long time to play out here on the daily chart for GN. GBP AUD, you can see this trade where I took last week where I bought at the support and it broke below and I ended up closing it in like a $18,000 loss. So now what am I going to be doing on GBP AUD? Over the next week or two, if price can make a new low down here and then come back and retest, I think that would be pretty nice. But again, this would probably take a week or two to set up. I don't see anything happening on the 4 hour that would be enticing enough for me to want to get short. But hey, who knows? Maybe it pops up here and starts having a quick bearish move to the downside and maybe I get short. I don't know. We'll see going into this week. I'll go ahead and drag it up here to the top and not keep it completely on the naughty list. Euro AUD, going to the daily chart on Euro AUD. I don't really personally see anything. If you see something, cool. I don't. Euro Canadian dollar looks like it's in an uptrend, but I don't see any potential trades anytime soon. We'd have to get a nice pullback first, and I don't see that happening. USD Canadian dollar, price looks like it's kind of going in a range, going sideways. I don't really see anything. GBP USD, I think price is at a resistance zone. However, I'm already short on GBP Cad and GBP Jpy. The last thing I want to be doing is throwing another big chunk of change at a GBP pair that may or may not bounce to the downside. And as a matter of fact, based on how these past two candles in the daily close, this doesn't look that great for GBP USD. Anything could happen. I'm going to go ahead and stay out because I'm already overexposed to GBP Cad and GBP Jpy. Euro USD, I think price might bounce here at this resistance zone, but again, I do think Euro JPY presents a better trading opportunity for some reason, so I'll just be waiting on that. Euro USD, I think I might just sit this one out, even if we set up this week. It just depends on the context, and it depends on what happens at that time, so I'm going to wait and see if we can get there first, and I'll make a decision. AUD CAD, I see nothing. Nothing at all. Euro GBP, for now, we have a resistance above price and a support below price. I am going to wait for one of these to set up. Euro GBP usually bounces pretty nice at zones. Euro GBP, AUD CAD, and AUD NZD are some of the best mean reverting pairs, meaning they just tend to have a lot of swings around back and forth and a lot of bounces. So I really, really like them. Euro GBP is one of them. We'll just have to wait to see if it can get to one place or the other. USD CHF, I currently don't see anything that I'm going to actually look to trade this week, not even that zone. AUD USD price is going in an uptrend right now. I don't really see anything here for me either. And NZD USD, same sort of thing. Could be going up, could be going down. I don't really know. It just looks kind of too rangy for me. Gold, I'm not actively trading, but I'm just watching her because she's been on a crazy bull run, especially this past 1 year. So yeah, that's it. That's all the trades I'm looking for this week. So just the primary ones there at the top of the list, the ones I'm going to be waiting for. Of course, we could have a variety of other trading setups set up this week. So if you'd like to follow those, you should join the MFX Nicks Trades group. I call all my trades live in there. Over the past 3 weeks, we've made like $170,000. Actually, technically with the losses we had this week, it's probably closer to like $140,000 or $150,000. I don't know. You should join, then just go scroll through up there and see the past few weeks of trading history. That being said, there's a link in the description for that. Hop in if you feel like following my trades, and I will see you in the next video, my sweet, lovely friends. Mwah!